President Biden has landed in Israel, kicking off his 4-day visit to the Middle East. He spoke earlier ahead of his meeting with leaders there. Ed O'Keefe is in Jerusalem, the president's second stop on his tour, and he joins us now. Ed, good to see you. What is President Biden? What's on the agenda for today?
Vlad and Anne-Marie, good to see you. The president beginning his 10th visit to Israel, his first as president, with a demonstration of Israel's anti-missile capabilities. Iron Dome, of course, a very well-known missile defense system that is funded in part by the United States. They've also started developing what's called Iron Beam, which would be a broader, more regional defense system against Iranian missiles. And they're hoping that the president is a fan. So they're trying to demonstrate some of it to him today in hopes of winning his political and potentially U.S. economic support for the project as it continues. From there, he'll head to Yad Vashem, the National Holocaust Memorial here in Israel, and then we'll be staying right behind us here at the King David Hotel, just on the outskirts of the Old City here in Jerusalem, ahead of a series of meetings tomorrow here in Jerusalem before heading to Saudi Arabia on Friday.
So what else is going on then? What else is on the schedule over the next few days?
Yes, well, while he's here in Israel, obviously domestically, so to speak, here there's a lot of concern about the future of the relationship between Israelis and the Palestinians. You heard the president just a little while ago in his opening remarks here point out that even though I know it's not in the near term, he continues to support the idea of a two-state solution, one for the Palestinians and, of course, Israel continuing on. The reason there's no possibility of substantive conversation about that essentially has to do with domestic politics here. Israel is in the midst of an election cycle again. It's fifth in 3 years as it tries to sort out differences between various political parties. There will be elections in November, so it's not entirely clear who would be leading the talks. For the Palestinians, there's concern about the corrupt and somewhat weak Palestinian Authority. The president will be meeting with Mahmoud Abbas on Friday before leaving for Saudi Arabia. He'll visit a hospital in East Jerusalem as well, where he's set to announce more U.S. aid for Palestinian medical work, and will be making that visit without Israeli officials at his side, despite their request to do so, which was seen by Palestinians as a point of pride that he's willing to come engage them on his own without the Israelis. There will be a series of meetings tomorrow regarding Iran's nuclear ambitions, which is a broader theme of this entire trip, trying to warn and isolate Iran as it continues its nuclear ambitions. The U.S. and Israel, we're told by Israeli officials, are set to sign what's called the Jerusalem Declaration that will reiterate that the United States and Israel are completely opposed to Iran developing a nuclear weapon and will use all of their power to avoid that from happening. So a series of discussions about issues important to people in this country, to the Palestinian people, and then to the broader region, as Israel also begins more serious engagement with its Arab neighbors about normalizing diplomatic relations.
Ed, switching gears before you let you go, there's a Secret Service agent that was sent back to the United States from Jerusalem. What are you hearing?
That's right, and this is actually now the second time this has happened this year. In this case, the U.S. Secret Service telling us that an agency employee working here was allegedly involved in a physical encounter on Monday. The employee was briefly detained and questioned by Israeli police, who released him without charges. The employee has returned to the United States. He's set to meet with agency leadership today to explain himself. We should point out CBS News is told this was not an allegation of sexual assault, but some other kind of altercation. Remember, there have been a series of these kinds of incidents involving U.S. Secret Service personnel overseas ahead of a presidential visit. You can go back to the situation in 2014 in Colombia. There was an issue earlier this year in Seoul, South Korea. The fact that the agency is letting it be known pretty quickly that this has happened and that the employee in question is sent back to the United States is an improvement. But it's a sign that there continue to be issues, behavioral issues, of agency personnel when they're deployed overseas ahead of a president's visit.
Ed O'Keefe in Jerusalem. Thank you, Ed.